All right, this is a reading about Donald Trump. You know how these work, you've done them before. You do the reading, there are questions to answer. You answer them by highlighting directly on the sheet the number of words that is indicated after the question. The way I'm doing it is I'm going to read it to you. When I get to a question, I'll read the question. You should pause the video to find the answer. Then start the video again, and I will read the question a second time. Pause it again, double check your answer, and then start again, and I'll be reading the next section. So let's see if we can get through this thing. This should help you understand these readings a little bit better, having someone read them to you. All right, President Trump. Donald Trump has been elected president. What happens now? Trump's aides are organizing what one Republican close to the campaign calls the First Day Project. Trump spends several hours signing papers and erases the Obama presidency, he said. Stephen Moore, an official campaign advisor who is a senior fellow at the Heritage Foundation, explained, "We want to identify maybe 25 executive orders that Trump could sign literally the first day in office. Rescinding an order that is beyond the rulemaking stage can take a year or more, but signing executive orders starts the process, and Trump's advisors are weighing several options for the First Day Project. He can renounce the Paris Agreement on greenhouse gas emissions, much as George W. Bush in 2002 unsigned American support for the International Criminal Court. He can restart exploration of the Keystone Pipeline, suspend the Syrian refugee program, and direct the Commerce Department to bring trade cases against China. To loosen restrictions on gun purchases, he can relax background checks. When Trump talks about what he will create and what he will eliminate, he doesn't depart from three core principles. In his view, America is doing too much to try to solve the world's problems. Trade agreements are damaging the country, and immigrants are detrimental to it." Okay, a couple questions here. Now remember, a hyphenated word counts as one word. A number, if it's written out in numbers, counts as one word. But if it's written out in words like O-N-E and then THOUSAND, 1,000, that count as two words. It was written out as two words. All right, anyway, questions. Number one, what will Trump erase his first day in office? Three-word answer. So pause, find the answer, and then start again, and I'll be reading the question one more time. What will Trump erase his first day in office? Three-word answer. Question two, what might he renounce? Five-word answer. Pause, find the answer, then restart. What might he renounce? Five-word answer. Question three, how can he loosen restrictions on gun purchases? Five-word answer. Question three, how can he loosen restrictions on gun purchases? Five-word answer. Question four, what people does Trump think are detrimental to the country? One-word answer. What people does Trump think are detrimental to the country? One-word answer. All right, let's go to the next page. Trump would have the opportunity to alter the Supreme Court, with one vacancy to fill immediately and others likely to follow. Three sitting justices are in their late 70s or early 80s. Some of Trump's promises would be impossible to fulfill without the consent of Congress or the courts, namely repealing Obamacare, cutting taxes, and opening up our libel laws to protect reporters so that we can sue them and win lots of money. In reality, there are no federal libel laws. Even if Republicans retain control of Congress, they are unlikely to have the 60 votes in the Senate required to overcome a Democratic filibuster that would block him. However, Trump could achieve many objectives on his own. A president has the unilateral authority to renegotiate a nuclear deal with Iran, to order a ban on Muslims, and to direct the Justice Department to give priority to certain offenses with an eye to specific targets. During the campaign, he has accused Amazon of getting away with murder tax-wise and vowed if he wins, oh, do they have problems. Any of those actions could be contested in court. The American Civil Liberties Union has analyzed Trump's promises and concluded, in the words of the executive director Anthony Romero, that they would violate the First, Fourth, Fifth, and Eighth Amendments to the Constitution. Romero has said that the ACLU would challenge and impede implementation of his proposals, but that strategy highlights the essential advantage of the president, the first move. Donald Trump will be the first commander-in-chief with no prior experience in public office or at the high levels of the military. As a candidate, he has said that he would not trust American intelligence officials and declared, "I know more about ISIS than the generals do." Questions. Question 5. What part of the government can he alter? 3-word answer. Pause. Find the answer. Highlight it. Restart. I'll read the question again. Pause again. Double check. Then restart, and I'll be reading the next. So again, question 5. What part of the government can he alter? 3-word answer. Question 6. To enact some of his promises, whose agreement does he need? 4-word answer. To enact some of his promises, whose agreement does he need? 4-word answer. Question 7. How many votes in the Senate does he need to overcome Democratic blocking? 1-word answer. Since it says how many, that would suggest it's a number. How many votes in the Senate does he need to overcome Democratic blocking? 1-word answer. Question 8. Where could some of his actions be contested? 2-word answer. Where could some of his actions be contested? 2-word answer. Question 9. According to the American Civil Liberties Union, what constitutional amendments might be violated by some of Trump's planned actions? 10-word answer. According to the American Civil Liberties Union, what constitutional amendments might be violated by some of Trump's planned actions? 10-word answer. Question 10. Who did Trump say he would not trust? 3-word answer. Who did Trump say he would not trust? 3-word answer. Moving on to the next page. Several national security officials told me that a determining factor in any president's approach would be his response to a shock, say a crippling power outage that might be terrorism or might not. One thing you can be pretty sure of is that the first report is almost always wrong, at least partially. When the President of the United States says, "I just got a report, the United States military forces are under attack," it is very hard for anyone to stand in the way of that. In Trump, Think Like a Billionaire, 2004, Trump wrote that others are surprised by how quickly I make big decisions, but I've learned to trust my instincts and not to overthink things. He added, "The day I realized it can be smart to be shallow was, for me, a deep experience." Shortly after taking the oath of office, Trump would be assigned a military aide who carries a 45-pound aluminum and leather briefcase that holds a manual for conducting nuclear war, according to Dan Zak, the author of Almighty, a new book on nuclear weapons. The briefcase, known in the White House as the football, contains menus of foreign targets, cities, arsenals, critical infrastructure. To launch an attack, Trump would first verify his identity to a commander in the Pentagon's war room by referring to codes on a one-of-a-kind ID card known as the Biscuit. Nothing in the campaign has presented Trump with a broader range of new information than the realm of foreign affairs. One of Trump's most consistent promises is to renegotiate the Iran nuclear deal. Walid Fares, Trump's foreign policy advisor, has said he is not going to implement it as it is. 3 questions. Question 11. In one of his books, how was he able to make quick decisions? 11-word answer. Pause, find the answer, turn it back on, we'll continue. Question 11. In one of his books, how was he able to make quick decisions? 11-word answer. 12. What is in the 45-pound briefcase that will be with his aide at all times? 6-word answer. What is in the 45-pound briefcase that will be with his aide at all times? 6-word answer. And question 13. What does Trump say he will renegotiate? 4-word answer. What does Trump say he will renegotiate? 4-word answer. All right, I'm going to stop this video so it doesn't get too long and continue with another one. That way, hopefully, they would download properly to the page. And so we'll be continuing with the next page in just a moment.